Okay, so today, guys, I have one of the best videos you're going to see if you're wanting to make a full-time income up to $10,000 a month online from music. I'm not going to waste any of your time. Let's just go. So let's start by taking a look at what's actually possible. I have this little whiteboard pulled up here. This is a breakdown of different ways to hit that 10K goal using different strategies. We're going to start at the top of the funnel, go down. I'll also tell you guys about what I use personally and how I mix and match them. So, to make $10,000 a month, you could obviously sell something that's $10,000 to one person. Many of you starting out, if you don't already have a very established business and brand within the music industry, you might be thinking, I don't have a fucking product to sell for $10,000. No worries. Let's look one level down. You could also sell something that's $1,000 to 10 people. That already feels a lot more achievable. So for me personally, I utilize this bracket a little bit. I mix and master online and produce for artists. So I use this for album deals. I sell my mixing and mastering album deals for $1,000, up to 12 songs. It's a really good deal. It's way cheaper than my price per song. And you'd actually be surprised the amount of artists I get that. I get 2 to 3 of those a month. Nice little source of income there for me. If you want to think about this from a different standpoint, if you don't engineer, if you only produce, you could offer to produce an album or even 2 albums for an artist for $1,000. If you are an artist yourself, to make $1,000 from 10 people a month, you could do personalized shows. If someone's having a birthday or an event or even just a party and you want to perform, you can offer them a package that's really appealing for $1,000. It's very doable. So obviously you would include like a 6-hour set. You could include 2 opening acts, give them a little cut of that. You could even look at catering some snacks or bringing some other type of live entertainment, maybe like some dude in a big chicken costume or something, right? Just anything that you can add value to that gathering or to that party could feed that $1,000. So yes, it's not enough to just show up, perform for a couple hours and dip. You actually have to provide more value to the event, to the gathering, but there are so many ways, like I just mentioned, you can do that for either very cheap or for free. You could give away some of your merch for free. You could bring your friend who shoots videos or photos with you to document the whole evening, take photos of the whole party, and then give them to the host for free to send out to their friends. There's just so many ideas of ways that you can add value, but you're gonna see as we go down here, the important thing is always adding the value. Okay, so if you're not selling for $1,000, no worries, go down. $100, 100 people a month would give you 10,000. So I utilize this bracket as well sometimes. I do one-on-one coaching calls for an hour, which is $100. So I get a couple of those a month. Sometimes I'll do cheaper production for an artist who I really believe in, or cheaper mix. So then once again, it might be around $150, $100. And although that doesn't make up a huge proportion of my $10,000 a month, it's helping to supplement. As a producer, if you had to sell 100 beats for $100 a month, you have $1,000. And yes, I know 100 people a month might sound like a lot if you don't have any consistent sales currently, but right after this, we're gonna break down an outreach strategy to actually hit our targets. You could also look at $10 for 1,000 people. This would be something obviously very cheap, maybe like a little loop pack or a beat kit. I would not recommend going down this route, especially when you're just starting your business. I'd recommend selling at a higher price point and more in bulk so that you can make those thousands that you need to, because trying to scale a $10 product to 1,000 people a month or a $10 service is going to be extremely expensive in terms of ad spend and very time consuming. So don't recommend that, but that's always something you can think about for the future if you just want to add another product or service into your repertoire. Then underneath, I just put a couple other options that I utilize as well. So most of the mixing and mastering and production that I do and the help that I give to other artists and producers falls under the $200 to $250 a mark per service or product. So for my mixing and mastering, I charge between $150 to $300 for one song. Like I said, I get those package deals, which you really need to make up that income. But if someone wants one song, obviously I can try upsell them on a package deal. But if they don't want that and they just want the one song right now, obviously take the money, right? So doing that, if you had to sell something for $200, like a mix and master or a custom exclusive beat, you're only looking at 50 people a month. Now with a relatively small ad budget, or even without an ad budget and just proper outreach strategy, via Instagram, you can achieve this in no problem. 50 clients a month for your music business is really not superseding what you can do. You can also break that down a little bit further into $250, then you'd only need 40 clients a month, or $500, you'd need 20. I do quite a lot of things around the $500 mark as well, in terms of EP deals that I offer, or just package deals on mixing for like 3 or 4 songs, or package deals on beats for 3 or 4 beats exclusives. So that's another price point you can take a look at. And then, you only need 20 clients, which is very doable. So these are just a couple ways that you can utilize different price points, and you want to think about what you can offer at each price point. So if you can offer something at $10,000, even if you can't right now, start building towards that for the future. If you can offer something at $1,000, write that down very, very clearly. What you're going to offer, why is it worth $1,000? Because you have to fucking believe in it too. It can't just be like, I'm just going to charge $1,000. You really have to believe in your product or your service. So write that down. Write down everything that you're going to do to be able to actually sell it for $1,000. Then the same for 100. If you have something for 100, everyone at this point should have something to sell. 10,000, not many people. 1,000, some people who are quite proficient. $100, everyone should have something to sell for $100. And then once again, you can make more money by doing bulk sales and upselling. And if not 100, like I said, the 10 for now, don't worry about, but look at 200, 250, 500 to kind of fill in those income gaps. So now we're going to look at the absolute beauty of outbound lead generation. So this is the foundation that my business is built on. It's the foundation that I promise you every single business in the world is built on, unless they had an already established name, they were already famous, etc. Everyone who's built anything from the ground up, which is, I'm assuming what you're wanting to do, has done this tenfold. So you can see I have this little sales funnel up here. We have 960 outbound, we have 180 leads, we have 18 clients. So the way that I reverse engineered this is based on desired outcome. Firstly, you have to set a price point. So say we wanted to sell on average, because you have to just take an average. Say you wanted to sell on average $150 a month per product or service that you're offering, either as an artist, producer, or musician, and you wanted around $3,000. So this is just one that I've created. You can create obviously your own price point based on what you're selling, take your average price point, and you can use different numbers if you want a higher result from direct outbound. Remember, this is only the income from outbound. But yeah, you can tweak this if you want, but this is a really, really, really good starting point. And if you're doing this, I promise you, you will see sales. This is free source. This is everything I did to start my business. This is it, I promise you. Do this, track the leads with the free lead tracking sheet that's on the Client Magnet page on my website. That is absolutely all you need to do. There's no excuse to not making $1,000 or $2,000 a month, at least from this. Great starting point. Okay, so this is a basic funnel that we've reverse engineered with inside the Client Magnet with everyone involved as well as myself. So you'll see 960 outbound turns into 180 leads, turns into 18 clients. And I'll break down the conversion rates for these as well. So if you had to send 960 messages a month, that would lead into about 180 leads, which are just known as potential clients. That conversion rate, which would be a reply rate for people who are interested from that initial outreach message that you send, we worked out to be about 20%. That's still on the conservative side. You could, if you have really, really good scripting and your page looks really good and professional, you could get a higher percent. We obviously want to go with the conservative side of things because we don't want to overshoot or overpromise what you can actually make. So 960 outbound at a 20% reply rate, like I said, would give you 180 potential clients every single month. Then from that 180, if you close and you make them a client at 10%, that would give you 18 clients a month. Once again, that 10% is a bit on the conservative side. You might have a higher conversion rate, or if you're not very good at messaging clients and leads, you might have a lower conversion rate. But that 10% is kind of in the middle, but on the conservative side a bit. So if you got 18 new clients a month and you priced yourself for your services, whether that be mixing and mastering as an engineer or custom exclusives as a producer, because producers, that's where the money is, not beat leases, or $150 per show, or $150 for a feature or an open if you're selling strictly artist services, that would give you $2,700 a month from new clients alone. Anyone can do this. When I say anyone can do this, almost, not anyone, some people just can't, but almost anyone can do this. I've yet to see someone who has failed when they followed this method. All it comes down to is, like I've said on my Instagram story before, basic grade 3 maths. All you have to do is hit your outbound messaging goal, then you'll get the leads, and then you just convert at 10% to get 18 clients. If we take that 960 and we break it down into daily and weekly, so how many people you should be messaging a week and therefore a day, what I like to go for is a 6-day-a-week outbound strategy. So messaging people 6 days a week. This is what I do personally. I still do this to this day. You know, you never grow out of outbound for business. You really don't. I do every single day except Sunday, so Monday through Saturday. 40 people a day times 6 days a week is 240, which gives you that 960 a month. And to message 40 people a day, you might think takes a long time, but it really doesn't. You just have to know the correct strategies and methods, which we'll chat about in a bit, to message people efficiently, all done via Instagram. So you really can see the power of outbound lead generation and pricing yourself at a good price point. I remember, bro, the first month that I did this, and I wasn't even hitting these numbers, like nowhere close. I was maybe messaging 10 people a day, maybe 12 on a good day. I hadn't really seen any consistent income before this, and I remember that time, man. I was 19, working this shit warehouse job, and I said, "Fuck this, bro. I'm not doing this." I was like, I'm gonna grind as much as I can with this music stuff over the summer, so hopefully I can quit this job. And I remember the first month I went all out, and like I said, not even hitting these types of numbers, but just stayed consistent with it. I remember I made $1,000 that first month, and that was huge for me. Like, that was huge for me, man. I was like, $1,000, like, that's crazy. And then I think the month after that I made like 16 or 1700, and then I started getting into the 2000s. And then once I started hitting the 2000s, I kind of knew, okay, this is clearly working very well. I clearly have a base here, and that's what I've built my whole business out of. So, so you can really see firsthand how this works. Also, this 2,700 income mark per month is from outbound lead generation alone. You have to think, this does not account for current clients. So if you've been running your business and there's clients coming back from the previous month, this 2,700 does not include that. So that's extra on top of that. Any referrals, if you start setting up referral deals so people can get a discount on their service if they refer a friend, doesn't count for any referrals. Doesn't really count for bulk deals. You know, if you, like for me, I do album deals a lot. If you sell an album deal or an EP deal and you're making 500, 600, 700 or 1,000, once again, this doesn't count from the 18 new clients you're going to get. So it's going to be more money as well. So, you can just see the power of this stuff, and it's so exciting, because at least when I found this out, I remember it was so exciting because I knew, okay, all I need to do now is do the fucking work. Like, this is totally on me now. I've worked out the basic grade 3 maths that I have to do. All I have to do is do the work, bro. Okay, so I'm sure you're excited by this point, by those numbers we just took a look at. But what's it actually going to take for you to do this? So the math is there. You know what you need to do. The biggest problem that I'm noticing with artists, producers, and engineers in my client magnet, and that I talk to in the DMs every day, is that when people lack an exact plan, step by step, to follow, it debilitates them. When they don't know where they're going, they don't have a roadmap, they don't have anyone to show them what to do or to ask questions to someone who's already done this, they are debilitated by anxiety. You probably feel this way too. I used to feel this way too. You just don't know what to do. You're fucking anxious. You're stressing about it. You're like, I know I need to do stuff, but I don't know what I need to do. So you end up working very inefficiently. Even if you're working long hours or hard, it's very inefficient. And that's obviously something that you're trying to avoid. So this is what I believe you're going to need in order to make this outreach strategy and your business work. So you're going to need winning outreach scripts, right? You need the proper scripts and the proper messaging in order to convert the outbound into leads, into actual clients. You're going to need to know what type of content is going to generate leads for you. A lot of people waste a lot of time making content. I've been there too. I've been doing this for 7-8 years now. I've wasted a lot of time making content that I thought was going to do well, or I thought would be good to show people, but it wasn't. And I've been doing this for enough years that I've learned, and that's a great thing. But you need to make sure that your content is actually going to generate leads for you and stand as a validity of who you are as a business owner and a musician. Otherwise, it's fun to make, but it's not really doing anything for your business and your income. You're also going to need an Instagram streamlined direct outreach method. There's very particular things. Instagram can be very finicky. There's very particular things that you need to do in order to streamline this process. Number one, cut down the time that you're spending on outreach a day. We don't want to be spending fucking hours a day messaging people. We want to get it done in one sitting of 30 to 45 minutes. Number two, who to target. How do we actually find the artist to target? Number three, how do we qualify them as a good artist to reach out to? We don't want to be sending messages to people who are not going to convert into leads, because then we're just throwing crashing our conversion rate? And number 4, how do we actually close them? Once they're interested, once we're chatting over DMs, how do we actually make sure that they become a client, they trust us enough, they believe in the product or service, and they like us enough? Then you also need a thriving community of business-minded musicians. I wish I had this when I came up. I really do. I didn't have this, so it's obviously possible without this, but I am a little bit of an insane person. I think for most people, this community of people around you is going to be a very, very beneficial thing. When you have people who are thriving for the exact same thing, you know, we have a group chat where we chat every single day about new strategies, new ideas, things for the website, tax forms, payment methods, upselling, downselling, so many things that we chat about every single day in that group. It gives other people ideas, or someone might be thinking the same thing. Someone pops a message in there, someone answers, you know, 2 or 3 people have learned from that message. So yeah, just having that community of people that are thriving and that are already making money, which everyone is just amazing. Then also someone who has already done it to walk you through the process. So this is what I'm trying to offer to help musicians, producers, engineers, because I didn't have this and it took me so much longer, man. I started making money from music when I was 15. Okay, years and years ago, but it took me this long, up until just 3-4 years ago, to turn it into a full-time income, and now to where it's like a thriving business. But that took me so many years, and it doesn't have to take you so many years. You know, if you have someone like me who's done this before, I can walk you through the process. Also, inside of our client magnet, we have weekly calls every single Sunday to go over any roadblocks, to chat about new ideas. It's just, yeah, it's a great place. And I'm always there for the client magnet musicians, because I want to see you guys win. I really do. If you guys don't win, I don't win. So it's very, very important to me that everyone that joins the client magnet actually wins. So having said that, if this interests you, the outreach methods, the conversion rates, the upselling, the downselling, the different product packages, I would love to invite you to come join us inside the Client Magnet program. It's a 4-month business transformation program where I help engineers, artists, producers become proficient in music business online in 2024, fully remote. You have time, location, and financial freedom. My life is so much better since I've done this. I really want to encourage you guys to join the program, join the community. It's the best place, and I really feel this from the bottom of my heart when I say this, for musicians to make money online remotely in 2024. I've been very generous with the price. We've dropped it insanely from $1,000 to $600. And then also a lot of people were asking for a payment plan. So we implemented a payment plan, which is only $75 bi-weekly. It's insane. There's also a full money back guarantee if you don't make at least your investment back. So at worst, guys, at worst, you break even, you don't lose any money, you gain a shit ton of knowledge, insider info, and you get into the community of guys that are making a bunch of money. At best, which is already happening for a lot of the musicians inside the Client Magnet, you turn this into a full-time income, if not a part-time income that you can then develop into a full-time income. So yeah, with that said, I really do invite you into the Client Magnet program. I want you in the Client Magnet program. I want to show you what's possible. I want you to win. I want you to prove your parents wrong. I want you to prove your brother wrong. I want you to prove your sister wrong. That was a big motivation for me. People didn't believe in me. I said, fuck this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to prove you wrong. I did it. Feels great. I want other people to feel that. I want other people to be proud of themselves, have something that they've built themselves in their field of passion, in music. It's very important to do something you love. It's very possible. I've done it. Other people are doing it. We want you inside. We want to help you. Yeah. So with that said, I'm going to wrap this up, but if you'd like to join us inside the Client Magnet, shoot me a DM, go look at the website page, click on the button that says full details, then go back to the main page, look at all the extras, and if you have any questions, please reach out to me. I'd love to see you inside there. Peace.